Debbie. We're back here today with Bruce Clay of Bruce Clay Incorporated, but no longer Bruce Clay LLC that we got used to seeing everywhere. You made the switch to, what'd you switch to, an S class?
Yeah, no, C class.
You went to a full C, so.
Yeah.
Every entrepreneur's dream is going public someday. Is that in your future? Or?
I hope so. I actually am spending a fair amount of energy to actually prep for going there. We're already doing audited financials. We are developing procedures in every area. We are preparing for analyst visits and things like that. It won't be any time soon. It'll probably be 3 years, maybe 4. But in that time frame, I expect to be ready one way or the other. I think that it makes sense. The market will be ready.
Excellent, excellent. I kind of asked that off the hand. I didn't realize that.
Well, remember in the beginning, in '96, if I can just jump into the history of this a little bit, everybody who was doing SEO was working off their dining room table. I mean, that's the way it was. So my original view of the company was bruceclay.com consulting, you know, notebook, computer, Corona, and a beach. I mean, it wasn't going to be a large company. It certainly wasn't going to be multinational. And it has taken on a life of its own. As the industry's grown, it's just been a wonderful ride. I've had nothing but fun. It's been great. Well, we're doing a lot of research. We are not stuffing anything. We're more studying it. I think that social hasn't settled in yet. Now, social is, if you've read all the things that are out there, including the sessions that have been at conferences and things like that, social hasn't settled in. I don't think Google has finished doing what they're doing. I just spent time doing our training course in London, Cape Town, and Sydney in the last 10 weeks. So I've been on a plane a lot. Outside of the US, Universal hasn't hit. They were totally amazed that this thing even existed. They maybe heard of it, but they had never seen it. So it hasn't yet really been released worldwide, which says to me that they are maybe going to let the other shoe fall somewhere in here. And given that, what we're doing is studying it. We're going to be doing an entire new layer on our website. For years, bruceclay.com has been addressing, hi, you want to know what it is, we're going to tell you what it is, we're going to give you tools, we're going to help you get going, right? And in the beginning, a great many of the people that are SEOs frequented the site a lot because that was appropriate for them, and they've now become senior. So we're going to put a whole new layer on it for senior. It'll be sort of click here and you're in the senior layer. And it's going to be advanced stuff, it's going to be a lot of social stuff, tools for social, it's going to be things like that. And social isn't just, you know, MySpace. It is behavioral. It is a lot of very targeted, niche-oriented, super expert, how do I get in there and how do I do it without being condemned and roasted on the stake. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff involved in that.
It's a lot of PR.
There's a lot of PR. My larger clients actually have taken my advice. They've developed social teams within their SEO teams. And they're following it and figuring out how they can keep their brand up. One of the big problems, by the way, in branding and why social is so important is that the major brands have been able to protect their brands because they've been on television. Take that as an example. And if you look today, the 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds aren't on television, they're on the internet. And they're in YouTube, and they're in MySpace, and they're in all of the new social media, and that's where they spend all their time, and they don't see your branding label anymore. So I think that what we're going to start seeing in the area of branding, it's a little bit like a lake. You walk up to it, you pound on the ice, it's solid, but it's melting from the bottom up. And 5 years from now, all those 14-year-olds are consumers, and the brand will have eroded. And I think that, at least what we're doing, is we're advising every one of our clients to play in the social space because it is the only way to protect your brand. The only way. So as long as they do it, we're happy, they're happy. It's a long-term project. We're not spamming, we're not stuffing, we're not, you know, soliciting a zillion links. We're just commenting just like regular community members. And so far it's starting to, at least people are learning how to do it. I don't think anybody really knows how to do it. There's a few people that have been successful, but I don't think it's going to last. So hopefully we're going to do something that's smart.
It's almost like the social industry is where search was in 98, 99. There's
Yeah.
a lot of baby steps to be taken there yet.
I agree, but I do think it is, for branding purposes, you've got to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the definition of SEO, I don't think has so much changed. I just think the implementation of it has changed. Search engine optimization has never really been the optimization of search engines. That's for search engine engineers. So we all understand how that works. And we've known it for years, but it's really the optimization of content, in my opinion, for people who use search engines. If you're not found, those people can't use your site. So you have to be able to get content into search. I think that what Universal did was redefine the word content. The content is not just the web page any longer. Granted, you got to have a web page, and granted, that's where people are going to go as a final destination in order to convert, because a video won't convert, a news may not convert, a blog may not convert. They're going to go to a site that has the content sufficient for conversion. So search engine optimization is the optimization of all content. Web page, video, news, blog, etc., feeds, for people who use search engines. Understand, in the internet, everybody uses a search engine. There is no location. It's all virtual. So if you can get into the search engine in the right spots, that is going to, be beneficial. The thing that changes, I think, at a great degree anyhow, the thing that changes is that the results seem to be very sensitive to video and blog and news suddenly appearing in the top 10. It is not like it starts at 50 and works its way up. It's just there. And the top 5, which used to be the safe spot, the area above the fold, hopefully, isn't as sacred as it used to be, because in many cases there are videos, in many cases there is news, and in very many cases there's images. The current hurricane that's running today, suddenly all of a sudden there's images and video of the hurricane, and it's news, and people want it. In one case, I think that there's other things that are at play in the sacred area. I mean, we know that Wiki has taken over virtually 1 to 2 of the spots above the fold in the first place. You throw in a couple more videos and images and news, the #1 ranked site, excluding Wiki, the #1 ranked site might not even be above the fold. And it isn't that it's being pushed down by ads. So is it going to be important? Yeah. But where I think it's really going to be important is right now it has increased the awareness in everybody's mind about video. It has increased the awareness of blogs, and it's increased the awareness of news and the things that can jump into the results. Suddenly we're finding our clients are interested in talking about those things because they weren't before. And these are inherently things that would make sense within a website. If you were fighting to be #1 in the results, and you had a website, and my website was exactly the same as yours, but I had video and news and blogs, and you didn't, I'm first among equals. And I think that hasn't shown up yet, but I think it will. And it's only a matter of time.